This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
They're making 900 meals every session to provide food to those to serve.
Why would they allow 21 million people into our country?
There's confirmation today from Coca-Cola. It will add cane sugar to a version of Coke this fall.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. We start with hope. Buffalo-based Christian aid relief group 8 Days of Hope is now on the ground in flooded Kerrville, Texas.
There's still 3 people who are missing, 3 loved ones of family members. And so our heavy equipment is just one of 2 sets of heavy equipment being used right now, working with the local search and rescue teams, the cadaver dogs, using sonar, doing all the things that you do to try to bring closure to these families.
Kerr County experienced a 30-foot wall of water after a month of rain fell in a night, July 4th, flooding the Guadalupe River. More than 100 people were killed. 8 Days of Hope CEO Stephen Tiber spoke with WBEN.
Every night we get our directions for the next day. I know that yesterday they worked about 11 hours, thought they had maybe had some success, but that wasn't to be. They're back at it again today. Also, our feeding team, there's still some first responders and volunteers from around the country. They need to eat. And so our mass feeding team, they're making 900 meals every session to provide food to those, to give them the protein and the energy to serve. So the fight continues, and we're going to be there until we're not needed.
Learn more about their work at 8daysofhope.com. There's a Senate hearing happening at this hour about the amount of people that cross the border during the Joe Biden presidency. President Trump commented on it today.
Why would they allow 21 million people into our country, unvetted, unchecked?
Experts and angel moms are testifying. The mother of Kayla Hamilton will speak nearly 3 years to the day after her daughter was killed by an illegal immigrant.
Her birthday will be in a couple of days. She celebrated her 20th birthday on July 24th, and 3 days later she was murdered. So she only spent a few days being 20. The pain's still there, but I'm still fighting for her and fighting for the safety of others.
The border now sealed, and GOP lawmakers are trying to gauge the risks that remain. Buddy Carter is a Georgia congressman.
An open border like we had under the Biden-Harris administration has been atrocious, and we're still paying the price for it. And until President Trump has the time and the resources and to get these people off the streets, we're going to feel the consequences of it.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is heading overseas to meet with China and talk trade.
I'm going to be in Stockholm on Monday and Tuesday with my Chinese counterparts, and we'll be working out and what is likely an extension then. I think trade's in a very good place.
He says he's hopeful the tariff deadline on August 12th will be extended with China. Bessent says he also discussed Fed Chair Jerome Powell's future.
There's nothing that tells me that he should step down right now. He's been a good public servant.
President Trump has considered firing Powell. Trump spent the day with the president of the Philippines talking trade.
We're going to talk about trade today, and we're very close to finishing a trade deal, big trade deal actually. And we do a lot of business with you. It's a lot of income coming in for both groups.
Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. spoke about the relationship between his country and the United States.
Our strongest, closest, most reliable ally has always been the United States. That is something that we value, that we are grateful for, and that we will continue to foster as we go on.
In a post on Truth Social after the White House meeting, Trump said his visit with Marcos was, quote, beautiful, and they've agreed to terms. The country is going open market, and they will pay a 19% tariff with 0 tariffs going against the U.S. There's been a change at Coke. CBS's Steve Kafin.
There's confirmation today from Coca-Cola. It will add cane sugar to a version of Coke this fall. President Trump touted it last week.
The New York State Education Department is looking to do more than Regents tests to determine if a student has grasped lessons necessary to graduate from high school. It's a program called Portrait of a Graduate. Hilbert College interim president Michael Cornell spoke about it with WBEN.
As someone who has long believed in the priority of educating the whole child, it's a step in the right direction that is kind of a long time in coming.
The proposal will blend academic mastery with essential life skills. No testing. Instead, graduation requirements will vary depending on the child's strengths.
Sometimes it's portfolios, sometimes it's debates, sometimes it's an essay, sometimes it's creating a short film. There's all kinds of ways assessing kids in ways that are consistent with the way the world exchanges information and kind of talks about the issues that we face.
Cornell says this has been done for decades. It's just not replaced the Regents exams until now. The state plans to adopt this in November. And a new program is providing free veterinary care to pets of aging seniors in the Meals on Wheels program in Pennsylvania. Employees traveling to seniors' homes found many were not able to provide adequate vet care for their pets. Lindsay Skripka is executive director of Meals on Wheels of Northeastern Pennsylvania. She spoke with WNEP.
We saw older adults living on a fixed income, limited resources, having to share their meals that we were giving with their pets so that their pets wouldn't go hungry.
So far, they've helped 80 animals that are companions to the elderly.
Those folks who are sometimes would be entirely alone aren't because they have animals. I believe that Gino's person was one of those people.
Gino, a 14-year-old terrier saved by this program. You can find out more by connecting with Meals on Wheels in northeastern Pennsylvania. Still to come in the 5 o'clock report, a close-up look at the crushing blow Planned Parenthood was delivered by the U.S. Supreme Court. But weather first.
Good afternoon. Here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. High pressure parked right over us has been bringing us the very lovely and comfortable conditions of late. As that high moves off the New England coast tomorrow, though, the winds will turn southerly, and that will begin quickly a trend toward more summer heat and humidity. But for this afternoon, easy peasy, stays very comfortable. Sunshine, mixed clouds, high temps 70s to near 80. Tonight turns out clear and comfortable. Low temps generally 50s. But for tomorrow and Thursday, sunny, turning much warmer and also more humid over time. High temperatures tomorrow will range in the 80s. High temperatures on Thursday, mid-80s to the mid-90s. Showers and rumbles, they come back for Friday.
Thank you, Kevin. On deck next, a conversation with Nicole Hunt at Focus on the Family about an important Supreme Court decision last month. It was a crushing blow to Planned Parenthood and a huge win for pro-lifers. Here's Family Life's Bob Price.
Explain the significance of this Medina versus Planned Parenthood decision in South Carolina.
Yeah, so as you said, it truly is a significant victory for the pro-life movement. So the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 in favor of South Carolina's plan to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, what makes it so significant is that really it creates a blueprint or a pathway for other states to potentially implement this similar model legislation so that they too can defund Planned Parenthood in their state. And it actually creates a model for Congress as well. Should they be able to come to agreement, they could finally stop using taxpayer dollars to subsidize Planned Parenthood. And it's something that we saw in the reconciliation bill that was passed. Planned Parenthood will be defunded for 1 year, but this is a way that Congress can defund it permanently.
Yeah, and just in case you're starting to feel sorry for the nation's largest abortion provider, this is an organization, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars they've been getting every year from the federal government, but can you kind of guesstimate what that is, Nicole?
Yes, so statistics say that it's around $400 million just in Medicaid reimbursements. And what that does, right, is it allows Medicaid recipients to go to Planned Parenthood. They don't get abortions at the Planned Parenthood with that subsidized money, but it subsidizes Planned Parenthood's ability to sell abortions in other ways. And so this is a very significant hit. In fact, we're hearing that out of several states, they have Planned Parenthoods that are talking about closing up shop because they won't be able to get that funding from the government.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question. Even where we broadcast up here in the Northeast, very left of center Northeast, New York State, for instance, the largest Planned Parenthood in New York City is shutting down. Nicole, do you think this will spell the beginning of the end of Planned Parenthood?
I think this is a very key component, because we all know that they've been living off of taxpayer dollars. Even though federal law says that they won't give money for abortions, this is the workaround that they've been able to finagle. And let's be honest, it's also subsidizing their ability to lobby and to try to pass abortion amendments all across the country. So when you cut this federal funding from Planned Parenthood, it cuts not only their ability to provide services, it cuts their ability to support candidates who support abortion and to go on campaign efforts to try to constitutionalize abortion in all 50 states.
Yeah.
So it's going to have wide-reaching implications, that's for sure.
Yeah, this 6-3 decision from the High Court upholds South Carolina's law that would prevent Medicaid dollars from going to Planned Parenthood. How many other states does this impact?
It will impact the ones that are leaning more conservative already. For those that have the political will to do it, and I'm not sure of the exact number, but I know that there were a few who were walking down this road. They really were waiting to see what would happen in the South Carolina case.
Yeah, I do remember something called the Hyde Amendment from years ago, which prevented taxpayer dollars from being used to fund abortions. Why did it take a Supreme Court ruling here to codify that amendment into law?
Yeah, really, it's a workaround. So they're saying, well, this money isn't actually going to fund an abortion. It's going to do STD testing or a pap smear or, some other type of medical service that a woman might seek. But it was providing that funding to Planned Parenthood and in a covert way, funneling that money so that Planned Parenthood could continue to promote abortion.
That's Nicole Hunt with Focus on the Family. You can subscribe, listen to, and share this special feature and all of Family Life's original podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or at familylife.org.
Have you experienced losses from investments you thought were safe? No matter what you've lost, there's always hope. Hi, I'm Rob West with today's Faith and Finance Minute. When we experience a financial setback, it's good to remember the wisdom found in Proverbs 23, 4 and 5. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Do not trust your own cleverness. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly off to the sky like an eagle. That passage tells us to put our trust elsewhere. Wealth can be lost as quickly as an eagle can fly away. But God's faithfulness, well, that never changes. He promises to never leave us nor forsake us. Even when our finances fail, remember that true security is not found in wealth, but in His unwavering provision. We can help you learn to manage your money according to biblical principles when you download the free FaithFi app. You'll find it on our website at faithfi.com.
Coming up on the 5 o'clock report, you could win big if you name the next snowplow in Syracuse. More on that after one last look at weather.
Good afternoon. Here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. High pressure parked right over us has been bringing us the very lovely and comfortable conditions of late. As that high moves off the New England coast tomorrow, though, the winds will turn southerly, and that will begin quickly a trend toward more summer heat and humidity. But for this afternoon, easy peasy, stays very comfortable. Sunshine, mixed clouds, high temps 70s to near 80. Tonight turns out clear and comfortable. Low temps generally 50s. But for tomorrow and Thursday, sunny, turning much warmer and also more humid over time. High temperatures tomorrow will range in the 80s. High temperatures on Thursday, mid-80s to the mid-90s. Showers and rumbles, they come back for Friday.
Hey, at least it cools off this weekend. Finally, at 5, time is running out for anyone who wants to name a Salt City snowplow. Syracuse residents can submit their most creative names for the city's snowplow fleet before Friday's deadline. The selections will be made public once all of the names are gathered. To pitch your idea, go to syr.gov/snowplow. Syracuse reclaimed the coveted Golden Snowball Award this year for getting the most snow among the 5 largest upstate cities. I know it's almost 80 out and 90 by Thursday, but we have to prepare for winter. The state of Minnesota runs the same contest as Syracuse, and famous snowplow names they have come up with include We're Off to See the Blizzard, Plowabunga, Catch My Drift, Little Plow on the Prairie, Sub-Zero Hero, A Little Salty, You're Welcome, Don't Ya Snow, and I Came, I Thawed, I Conquered. And that's the world that we live in for Tuesday, the 22nd of July. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.